Who are you leaning towards in this match?
I'll let you go first, Dan. We'll restore some order here. Seems to be getting a little bit out of control on the desk over there, but we'll restore some order. What are your thoughts on this one?
You never give a prediction. You sit on the fence more than Richard
Because if
Buckley.
I ask you first, we usually get into the game.
Joksan,
and then, we're in the game.
I think I have to go for Joksan. Defensively, he is the best on the PS4 side, in my opinion. Yes, there are cracks, and yes, he was vulnerable when he did play against Yago earlier on today. He conceded 3 goals. However, I just think that this man has so much more to offer, and I think we've only seen him at like maybe a 75, 80%. When he starts hitting that 100% potential, he is a really scary player to go up against.
Yeah, sure, he's definitely going to be looking to peak at the right time, and obviously a place in the semi-finals is what's up for grab now for both of these players. So, I mean, that semi-final is a mouth-watering one to be the winner, taking on either Lord Hjorth or Moorba. So, big game, obviously potential there. Every single game, obviously, when we get into those semi-finals, is going to be a big game. But, of course, if you weren't watching earlier, this is a rematch from earlier in the bracket as well. Joksan took that one 4-3. So that's where my money is as well, Dan. I think you have to go, you know, with the man who has shown some real strong form, obviously taking that trophy home at the Paris Games Week to kick off FIFA 19, kind of laying down that marker as one of the best to watch out for in the PlayStation 4. And I think that Yago's going to have to impress us here. He's going to have to bring something to the table that he didn't show in that first match. But he has that experience against Joksan now. Maybe he can use that against him.
Yeah, and it looks like, as I just get a glimpse at the formations, Yago's going to be playing that 4-2-3-1, but he's playing quite narrow. And also, he's just keeping that line nice and deep, not pushing too high. Because one thing Joksan does very well is he absorbs pressure. But if you offer Joksan the ball, if he naturally comes forward, he's going to bring that team up with him. If you can then steal the ball off him, suddenly you've got that chance to dart in behind him. As we get into this one then, as Onset said, a chance at the semi-finals. And we still have that potential of Stefano Pina versus Joksan in a console final. It could happen tomorrow if Joksan can make it through here today.
Well, of course, this is going to be the last games on broadcast today, so make sure that you open up your social media, tweet the stream, get as many eyes in here on these two players as we possibly can. As, of course, it's going to be Yago in the blue. Joksan's going to be playing in the red, so Leon here, possession going to be won back by Yago, and I'm excited to see how he's going to play here. We've seen a little bit of him through the tournament so far. Very similar style of player to Joksan, you know, a lot of possession-based play from him, looking to work those opportunities. And we're going to see who gets the better of this 4-2-3-1 early on.
I think you're right. Their styles are similar, and their statistics suggest so as well. Yago plus 20, Joksan plus 21 in terms of goal difference. And no, I thought that was going to be hurtling towards the corner.
And that's the first time, Dan, that I think I've seen a little bit of a mistake defensively there from Joksan. It just dragged Vieira past the ball there, and now another little mistake coming in, and Ronaldo absolutely creams it in the back of the net. Look at the celebration coming in from Yago. That's a way to finish things off.
That's a perfect way to start a game as well. And you can see what it means to Joksan on the other side. He was not happy with it. A defensive error, and then just a mistake, passing it out. A little bit hesitant. That's what happens when you've not played for a little bit. He's had to sit back, he's had to watch everyone else play. Maybe gone a little bit cold, and that is an error. And now he has to work very differently to his play style, Mark, because if we look at the games we saw him in earlier today, when he was on stream, he won it 2-0 on aggregate. Very defensive, sat back, absorbed that pressure, and just got 2 opportunities and made it work. Now he has to go at Yago, and he has to get those opportunities and make them count.
Well, let's see if he can change things up then, Joksan. Is he going to stick to what he knows, or is he going to be forced out of his shell a little bit now? You saw the celebration from Yago just as the whistle went to restart this game. He was still making sure his headset was back on so he could fully focus in on this game. Joksan on the attack then from the kickoff. Ronaldo now. Vieira looking to work the space. Ronaldo turns, but well defended there by Yago. Using Ruud Gullit just to get in. Timing that tackle beautifully.
And the amount of times I remember in Bucharest last week in the LQE when Tex went behind and down by 3 goals, we were saying, all right, what does he have to offer when his back's against the wall? I feel like this is, even though it's a very minor score difference, a somewhat similar situation for Joksan because he's so used to commanding the game and being in the lead. How does he react to it?
Let's take into account as well, you know, the pressure riding on these 2 legs here for both of these players. Semi-final spot on the line here.
Of course, it's very different. You don't have the lower bracket anymore. We've got through that phase. This is the end, essentially, of that that double elimination bracket that we've had throughout today. That's why they've already faced each other. And it's do or die to get into that semi-final.
Who's going to make it into the final day here in London then for the FUT Champs Cup? Oh, it's a great turn there from Joksan. Pele is going to tie things up. Joksan showing some composure in front of goal, turns his man. And the driven shot in at that near post.
Perfect as well. I was saying, what are we going to see from Joksan? What can he do a little bit differently? Manages to work some excellent space. Maybe slightly too much pressure from Yago defensively. Opened himself up, was vulnerable there. But that's the response Joksan needed. Now he can start to calm down a little bit. Ease his way back into the game. The goal he needed.
And Yago maybe expecting to turn in for that finesse shot across goal. Decided to turn and roll his man instead and go near post. Shows how, even if something is effective, sometimes using it as bait towards your opponent, making them think you're going to do something and then going the other way can create opportunities just as good. So that finesse shot, not timed perfectly there from Yago. Sailed over the bar. Now we're going to be seeing Joksan having to defend once more. The Argentine now coming forward. A little ball roll and a fake shot around the corner. Ronaldo now looking dangerous on this right-hand side. Great close controlled dribbling, but the pass just let him down at that last moment. Wins the ball back almost immediately, though.
And you can see there, Joksan just waiting for that pass to come through the midfield, hovering around with his CDMs, wanting to make that interception. And then he does offer quite a lot on the counter-attack. I mean, we talk a lot about Joksan's defence, but you've got to admire his attacking precision as well. Yes, okay, in the games we saw him on stream earlier, he didn't have that many goals, but he didn't go for them. He just got the job done. When he needs to go for those goals, he offers so much. His passing game is fantastic, really.
Ronaldo tried to sneak that ball square there, but well read again by Joksan. Again, Hullet and Vieira, excuse me. Sitting so deep, defensive line so deep here for Joksan, just basically says, you've got to break me down. You have to work your way through. Two of the best icons on the game, holding down those defensive positions in front of goal before you even get to my back line. And then he's able to go up the other end now. Eusebio, Laquakita to find space. Can he pick out a player in the box? Well, it did get there, but just dragged that shot just wide. I'm interested to see if there was a deflection out for a corner here or if it's going to be a goal kick.
Realistically, we should see more goals in this game as well. Statistically, Joksan has been averaging 2.56 goals per game. And Yago's side, 2.89 per game. So there should be more goals available.
Ronaldo then. Ferdinand, that option on the edge of the box. Ronaldo now looking for space, finds the space. He's going to be caught here just before he let that shot go. And Ruud Gullit, I believe, is going to pick up a booking once again. And oh my word, 2 bookings within a couple of minutes. And that has changed the game. Referee decided he did not like what he saw there. Produces the second yellow card. And now Yago's going to be forced into a change.
And you talk about losing impactful players. I mean, you look at every player on that pitch, you're like, okay, they're all icons. They're all incredible FUT items. But Hullet is your main man in the middle. Him and Vieira
offers everything.
Are just key. And without him, I mean, how do you survive the same kind of pressures? And you look at like who there is on the bench. Matchhouse, okay, like you've got that similar presence in terms of like defensive ability, but it's the height, it's the presence that is offered by Hullet.
Well. Referee decided that he wanted to have a part of this. Seemed a little bit soft. We have to see the replay there of that foul if we do get the opportunity to see what we thought of it, but the referee's obviously made his decision. Joksan's life has just been made a little bit easier, but if we flash back a little bit to early in the tournament, Dan, Icevogel went down to 10 men, and then he just turned it on. So it can change the mentality of both players. Maybe it'll force Yago to concentrate a little bit more, dig a little bit deeper, because the result here now in this first leg for him would be huge.
I mean, when I used to play FIFA just casually against my brother back in the day, he always said it's easier with 10 men. It's like the game helps you. Well, we'll see. We will see. As Yago certainly still has the opportunity with plenty of attacking options going forward. It's just defensively where now he's going to be a little bit less structured.
Possession going to become even more important here for Yago now as this game goes on. Every single second that he can keep the ball at his players' feet, look to work an opportunity, make sure that Joksan doesn't have the opportunity to exploit that space now that's going to be left. Ronaldo now into the box. Oh, the first time finesse, and what did we say? 10 men, no problem. Yago goes straight up the other end. And Eusebio answers back to the red card and puts it back in the lead.
And that's the thing still, offensively, you have so much options going forward. Those players are still going to be in those same positions. The shots are still going to be available. And he needs to be taking these chances because there are going to be slip-ups in midfield. There is going to be a little bit more space for Joksan to pass it around. But what a goal that is for Eusebio. What a crucial one for Yago just before half-time as well.
Keep an eye on those player cams as well. We'll see how the players are reacting. You could almost feel the emotions of the players through the video and the images that we bring you home.
The referee has indicated
Joksan then behind for the second time in this game. He was only behind for a few minutes in that first one because he has the man advantage. It's just, can he take advantage? Pull it now on the edge of the box, goes for the strike. There was the option of maybe sliding that one wide. I don't know if Pele had just slid offside just behind that defensive line, so decided to take the strike. But the opportunity was not taken, and Yago's now 2-1 up at half-time, even though he is a man down.
Yeah, a slightly uncharacteristic shot from Joksan, to be honest. Usually he is quite methodical about his play and will try and work a goal. Almost like he knows he shouldn't be losing to 10 men, perhaps, and he just kind of wildly snapped at it. And you can see there on Yago's screen as well, this formation is now a 4-2-3. there isn't that extra man up top. Still got the 2 CDMs.
At least he has the shape. At least he has that defensive shape. I think that's what he's looking at here. And then you can kind of build your way up the pitch, maybe bring those left and right cams into position. And basically recreate the goal that Eusebio scored. Just feed either Pele or Eusebio. Go for those finesse shots. Still options, as you say, on the defensive side. Smart decision, though, obviously, keep that defensive shape. That's your main priority, especially now he's managed to work his way into a lead.
He's not having too much trouble passing it around either. As I say that,
that's the commentator.
Once again, we ruin everything. As Joksan, is he going to be turning on the afterburners now? You don't want to make Joksan angry, that's for sure.
Yago then formulating an attack of his own, and a reminder, the player that is waiting for the winner of these 2 legs is none other than the winner, Fjorth or Mo Aubameyang. So one of those 2 players is going to be waiting in the wings.
And we will keep you updated with that score as well. It is being played at the same time, so we'll keep you up to date as best as we can. Of course, they're playing for that semi-final spot as well. We already have our Xbox semi-finalists, and there are some mouth-watering matches tomorrow, and it looks like it's proving to be exactly the same on the PS4 side of things.
Expect to see quite a lot of this from Yago. He's going to be very patient in his attack, very deliberate with his passing. Not going to be looking to take risks, but just as I say that, Ronaldinho! Oh my word, he puts him up by 2! Who could have seen this coming?
Probably not Joksan, to be honest. When he saw that red card, I'm sure he was thinking, all right, this is it. I've got a chance to really take this game by the scruff of the neck. But I'll tell you what, Yago, he's taking his chances and he is making them count at the moment. And now with a 2-goal cushion, even with the 10 men, he is going to be feeling so confident. Elsewhere, Mo Aubameyang is winning 3-1 against Lord Horth. So a similar scoreline over there. However, they both have 11 men on that pitch.
Well, Joksan, what can you do? How do you get back into this one? You kind of feel like, oh, he almost was presented with a golden opportunity there. Well, Yago maybe getting slightly overconfident in that situation, but you have to remember that Joksan here, he has a man advantage. Do you try and press that advantage? Maybe he doesn't need to, because Yago's going to make his life even more difficult.
You look at Yago's reaction, it almost looks like
Joksan's falling apart here.
Yago's holding back tears, it feels like. Tears of joy, clearly, because you know how much this means to him. When he saw that red card, he was probably thinking, oh no, this is all going to go south now. But he's currently 4-1 up with 10 men against arguably one of, if not the best PS4 player around at FIFA 19 at the moment.
Wow. This quarterfinal, I mean, definitely had some excitement, definitely had some drama so far. I mean, now what does Joksan do?
Well, this is the thing. I mentioned and I compared it to Tex when he went 3 goals down in the LQE last weekend. And I said, all right, the goal difference isn't as much. Now it is. It is 3 goals for Joksan. He really needs to show spirit. If he is the best player on PS4 side of things, he can come back into it. There is still time.
I want to see him try and use these last few minutes and just almost kind of throw a little bit of caution to the wind. You have to remember he has a man advantage on the pitch as well. You need to take advantage of that. Try and claw a couple of goals back here, because if you go into the second leg and it becomes 11 versus 11 again, the way that Yago is playing here and picking him apart with just 10 men, you have to kind of worry for the American here.
I think fans will be worried, and I'm sure he's probably quite worried. He usually looks very calm. Doesn't look like he's usually bothered by the game, but actually he looks quite agitated. A bit restless in his seat. What can he do? Still 30 minutes in game. Plenty of time to get goals. Mo Aubameyang managed 4 in 10 minutes earlier.
He's got a corner here. He's going to pick up a free kick as well, so maybe a set piece, just something to get Joksan going. A little bit slow in this one. Half an hour left in our first leg. Pullet standing under this one, whips it in. Vieira's there at the back post, back across to Pele now. Almost gets the turn, almost gets dropped by Ferdinand as well, but well defended there by Yago, and now the counter-attack might well be on again. Look at Ronaldinho on this left-hand side. Tries to find him in that space, but the ball's just going to trickle out. Joksan going to have another chance to maybe create an attack and try and create a chance to get himself back into this.
I've got to be honest, Joksan doesn't look himself. Credited him so much for how he's performed defensively today. But in this game, he's been rattled. It just seems like he's left too many gaps open for Yago to slot through. Yago using the 1-2s very effectively, even finding a goal with Patrick Vieira of all people.
He's popped up with some important goals today, Patrick Vieira. Cruyff now for Joksan. Vieira into Cruyff. Look at the pressure that's still being applied here by Yago. Ronaldo now tries to turn back. Again, pressure put on, and Ferdinand is going to win the ball back. Talk about Joksan's defence and how impressed we are. How good has Yago been in this?
Well, this is the thing. I don't know whether it's he read how Joksan is playing from when they competed against each other earlier, and he's changed his tactics because of that. Because when he did get into a game, he changed his tactics immediately. He knew exactly what he wanted to do. As Maldini makes sure that that's not going to be a shot on target. De Gea gets bundled over, as I'm sure that's probably going to be a free kick. But Yago playing a very deep line, very narrow as well. Offering up those wings to Joksan and offering him possession, but to be honest, even with 10 men, Yago has had plenty of possession as well.
Now, speaking about space out in the wide areas, here's Ronaldinho again. Ronaldinho trying to use CR7. Mateus got on the ball, Pele. He's going to fall here, but I think the referee's going to give an offside decision there, so a free kick will go back to Joksan. Now you're going to see some changes coming in. Socrates going to be brought on. Those fresh legs on that left-hand side now. Ronaldinho moved into the middle. And when you are playing with 10 men, that stamina really does disappear pretty quickly, so smart plays there from Yago.
And he just took a quick look as well, I think, to see what was happening on the other side of things for Joksan. I didn't quite catch a glimpse of it, but he decided he wanted to go back in and change the formation ever so slightly as well. Just move Neymar onto the pitch on the other side. Surely Joksan needs 1 goal here to feel like he has a decent chance in the second leg.
Might be a chance here to extend things, and it's the fresh legs of Socrates who has picked out a beauty of a ball, and Ronaldo has picked out a beauty of a finish. Look at Yago, Dan, look at that passion. He knows how much that goal means.
The emotion on his face, it gives me, it's just making me,
Give me chills.
It's giving me all of the chills, Mark. Almost in tears as he's 5-1 up against someone who has dominated the PS4 side of things for the live events that he has attended. But Yago really has been clinical in front of goal, and he has managed to catch Joksan off guard several times now.
number 7,
Wow.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
What a statement this has been from the Argentine. Unbelievable performance. The chips were down, had a man sent off. He didn't care. He's come into this game, he's now 5-1 up. When that player was sent off, Dan, it was 1-1 in this game. That is resolve. That is confidence in your ability and execution of a game plan. Might be a chance here for Joksan to get one back. He does get one back. 3 goals the difference between the teams now, and Joksan looking focused.
But on the other side, Yago, frustrated. He was not happy about that goal, and he needs to be careful. He needs to keep his head on, keep his cool. He still has a huge advantage, and he has to remember about the 10 men as well. I mean, if you consider a scoreline like this, Mark, in real life, if it was 1-0 and someone got sent off and they went on to win 5-1, 5-2, it would be front of every newspaper in the country. Yago really should be proud of himself of how he's performed here. He just needs to hold on now, keep this 3-goal lead. Don't give anything silly away. Go into that second leg with your head held very, very high.
Force Joksan's hand in that second leg as well. Make him do something different. He's definitely out of his comfort zone now. Joksan looking to get another one back before that full-time whistle is blown. Ferdinand's going to be beaten to the ball here, and look at this. Once again, CR7 is just careering into space, tries to find the ball across to Eusebio, almost repeating the dosage, but just the other way round of the goal we saw last time from him. Joksan almost manages to steal the ball back there.
The fourth official has indicated
Into extra time, ball given away here by Yago. Johan Cruyff, he's managed to get past his man. Oh, that's a beautiful La Croquita, but David De Gea makes a save. Maybe Joksan just snapping at that shot. The opportunity to run into that space, maybe. To make this a bit closer, Ronaldo, De Gea forced into a save.
De Gea making some massive saves here to keep this 3-goal advantage. Joksan is going to switch things up, take a short corner. Neymar plays it short, it's Ronaldo. Cruyff, just back and
Cruyff!
forth.
Oh, De Gea, that is huge.
Absolutely massive.
That might just be it. The ball's going to trickle out, and somehow Yago goes into our second leg here with a lead, having played the majority of that game with 10 men. What a performance from that man on your screen.
I mean, I joked about it when the red card came out, and I said sometimes it feels like the game helps you, but I tell you what, he didn't need any help. What an absolutely stunning performance from him. Really catching Joksan off guard, taking full advantage of when he pressed a high line, some over-the-top balls onto those wings, finding CR7 in acres of space and making those opportunities count. Clinical. And he gets a 3-goal lead because of it.
Perfect example of that. You'd say clinical, Dan. 5 shots on target, 5 goals. On this first goal here from CR7, I mean, that set the tone for what was to come in this game. Smashed home. And that set the tone for a lot of the celebrations we were about to see as well.
And you've always got to be careful, I feel, when you do score a goal and you do react. You don't want to put too much energy into a celebration. It sounds odd, but if you commit to a celebration, you're so happy, and then your opponent gets a goal back in, you feel a little bit silly. But the further and further Yago got ahead in this game, especially the fact he only had 10 men, and that's a typical reaction you'd see on a football pitch, by the way, when someone gets sent off.
I didn't touch him.
I didn't do anything, ref. But wow, this is when he really started to turn up the heat.
This is when things really got interesting. Look at that passion. 2-1 up there. But that was not the end of things. Eusebio down this right-hand side, and every single goal that he scored as well was so well worked. First time for Ronaldinho, David De Gea just a bystander as that one sailed into the net. And this, I think, is where he started to believe that maybe he could take a lead into that second leg.
Well, I mean, if anyone at home ever questions the passion of any players, do they really love competing in FIFA? How much does it mean to them? Watch these reactions. Almost feels like he's trying to hold back tears at this point. And it just got better and better for him.
This ball from Socrates to Ronaldo. And the finish as well. Just so clinical in front of goal, and look at him again. He knows what it means. He knows how much every single goal means at this stage. He wants to be here tomorrow, Dan. Everything up until this point, it's been great, it's been fantastic, but you've got to remember that you've got to see this second leg out, Dan. For all of the good work he's done here, the second leg is where the business end of things are.
And I guess whilst we have time, I'll update you on the other side of things. Mo Aubameyang is currently leading 6-1 against Lord Hjorth, so he's currently hurtling towards those semi-finals as well. So an absolutely incredible performance from him.
Nicholas as well, Dan. 3-1 up against Maestro in that rematch from earlier as well, so he's looking pretty good. That's in the first leg as well. About 70 minutes or so gone in that one, but back to this one. What does Joksan do now?
Well, that is the question.
Because plan A hasn't worked.
Plan A hasn't worked. What is plan B for him? Because I remember back in Paris Games Week, the first FIFA 19 live event, PS4 only, we were in awe of what Joksan had to offer, both defensively and offensively. This tournament, defensively, he's been pretty good, except that first leg. He was shaky. But now what can he do going forward? Like, are we going to see any kind of crazy attacks from him? Is he going to be able to find space? Because really, he struggled to break down Yago, except from a few mistakes. And I think Yago is a person who really kind of expresses how he feels. He does need to be careful. If he goes a goal down here, his head could go.
Yeah, that's one thing to definitely keep an eye on, the mental game. As we get into this second leg here, you just feel like the opening goal is going to be, we always say it's vital, but in these sort of situations where you have, you know, a player like Joksan is such a calm individual, you know, he just plays the game that's in front of him, doesn't get carried away, knows that it has to go to the last second in that second leg before he can celebrate. Against someone like Yago, who's, you know, he's getting so caught up in the emotion of the situation, so caught up in every single decision, every single strike that's going on. The first goal, depending on how it goes here, really could tilt the favour of this one.
You speak of mental game. How many times have you gone up against someone on FIFA and they've got 10 men and you're saying, oh, well, I have to win now. How am I losing? How am I conceding? And I think that would have been the back of Joksan's mind. Every time a goal went in, he would have been saying, look, why am I conceding? I have the extra man.
Especially as the backbone of his game is built on that defensive ability. You're kind of thinking, this is the thing that I've had my successes with. This isn't working. And all of a sudden, your entire game can be thrown off. But we're getting into our second leg now. You can see the players are ready. Whew. I mean, this is set up to be an absolute slobber knocker of a game. The second leg is very much underway. Yago takes a commanding lead of 3 goals. Can Joksan turn this one around?
And what a tournament this potentially could be for Yago as well. Of course, beating Torre in the previous round. Torre, who was a finalist in the FUT Champs Cup #1.
There's a chance here early on for Ronaldo. Goes across goal. Luckily, De Gea grabs that one because there was a player lurking.
And now he's currently ahead against the PS4 champion from that FUT Champs Cup 1. And yeah, that was an early chance. Mark did hit it red on the time, so maybe just a little bit overwhelmed from what happened as Joksan's through, and it's going to be Eusebio. No offside either. That's exactly what he needed to kick this off. And Yago, keep an eye on his player cam. Head straight down for him. And that seed of doubt has been planted in his mind.
Well, we have a game on our hands here. Joksan, he's got a lot left in the tank. Gets the first goal on the board here. We talked about how that could swing momentum across this tie. Eusebio, the man, again, a fantastic finish as well, but a simple through ball getting in behind the defence there of Yago. Now we're going to see how he bounces back.
And I think what makes it worse for Yago as well is he did hit that shot with a red timed. He had that chance through on goal, could have potentially gone 6-2 up. Now instead, it's just a 2-goal deficit. And as I alluded to, I think he's going to be a little bit worried and concerned as to what could happen in this game. Just needs to keep his head level. Just keep attacking how he has been. Chances will come.
Eusebio then down the right-hand side. Little fake shot to get around the corner. Twisting, turning, looking for the ball inside. There is CR7, tries to poke it across. You saw Johan Cruyff was waiting expectantly at that back stick. He was going to be more than happy to take that chance if it dropped to him, but Joksan holds on now. 2 goals, still the difference between these two players, and here comes the American now at the other end.
It looks like Joksan in a 4-2-2 formation as well. Very attacking, using those wide players as well as the strikers.
Stuff.
It's Eusebio.
Oh, Pele's at the post! Can you believe it? What a chance there for Joksan to change this back to a 1-goal game, and now straight up the other end, Maldini has some defensive work to do, but how has Pele not buried that? Whew.
Such an incredible opportunity for Joksan to really get back into this one. Yes, you could say he had the option to maybe try and time that header, but you feel there, open net, you just press the button, you shoot. Unfortunate for him, but at the same time, he needs to go again. Can't let that get to him.
Sandro then on the edge of the box, ball into Hullet here. Showed just a little bit too much of it to Yago there, and he managed to steal the ball back, and now it's end-to-end stuff here. R9 in behind for Yago, tries to fire it across early for CR7, does get another opportunity. Vieira has to do some work defensively, and this game really has opened up now, Dan.
I mean, we started the day with some incredible games of FIFA. We've seen a lot of goals. I mean, the highest scoring game was, what, 8-7? 9-8 even?
9-8.
Insane stuff. And here, with two players of absolute incredible ability, just end-to-end!
Oh, it's free! Oh, but it's buried in! Yago scores! 6-3 on aggregate. Cristiano Ronaldo rising in the middle. And he buries the header.
And this is what Yago's offered throughout these two legs. It's just a bit of variety. Whether it's playing through the middle, going for those finesse shots, playing a through ball, just a simple cross across goal and finding that man, Cristiano Ronaldo, has such presence in the air. And well, Joksan has to just go again.
Every time he seems to get a foothold in the game, somehow Joksan, Yago just strikes back immediately. It's like a heavyweight boxing fight, this one, just trading blows, but Yago's hitting a lot harder at the moment. And I think he's getting closer and closer to a knockout blow to Joksan at the moment, and it would be a knockout blow. Joksan would be dropping out of the tournament before the semi-finals. And Yago would be moving into our semi-finals where he's facing the winner of Ljordjorth or Mayorba. Great ball in though, and when you have CR7, we've talked about how we've seen a lot more of the ball being whipped in today, and that's why. That's what Cristiano Ronaldo can do.
Yeah, great acknowledgement from Yago of just switching things up in game, recognising that keeper movement can influence how his finesse shots are going to be going, so just saying, all right, well, I'm just going to pump the ball into the box, see what happens. And he finds that space behind Joksan. Joksan, who has been known for his incredible manual defending, has certainly been vulnerable throughout these two legs.
What do you got then, Joksan? Can you find a comeback that will go down in the history books here? 3 goals the difference. Eusebio from the corner. He's bundled off of it though by Johan Cruyff, and now you're going to see straight up the other end. R9 doing great work in this game so far for Yago.
And you talk about comebacks, and we've seen comebacks in the groups, we've seen comebacks in the early rounds of this tournament, but a quarter-final with a semi-final on the line, with so many global series points to play for, which is what every single one of these players needs and wants. Joksan is going to really have to dig deep.
Space here for Eusebio on this right-hand side. Great tackle by Rio Ferdinando. Didn't even give him time to think there, Joksan. The pressure that is being applied here by Yago in these situations is absolutely superb. Pick the pass. There's Eusebio inside the box. Twisting. Looking for a pass. Vieira back into Eusebio. CR7. De Gea forced into a save.
And boy, did Joksan need that one. I've got to give credit to Yago as well. When he does regain that ball in defence, a nice chip over the midfield, not passing it out, not giving Joksan any sort of opportunity of intercepting. But Joksan does look dangerous going forward.
Anyone's going to just run out of play. I think that one might be a goal kick as well. So pressure relieved once again for Yago. 10 minutes till half-time, Dan. Is there one opportunity maybe here for Joksan to send this into the second half? With a 2-goal differential, giving himself a real chance of getting back into this one, or is Yago gonna almost put this tie out of sight with the goal himself?
I mean, Joksan definitely has the potential. He has been attacking well, he is finding space.
Space here.
It seems like it's a matter of time.
Pele, drag back, Joksan, maybe showing too much. Pele, great keeper movement under pressure from Yago.
And he's forced it. He's forced Pele onto that right foot, and he said, take it. I am more than happy if you have that finesse shot. My keeper's gonna move. Pele couldn't really hit the left-hand side of that goal from that angle. He would have been off balance, probably would have spooned it. And every time now Yago on the counter-attack, he knows he has that chance of getting behind Joksan because Joksan is pressing. He's using his centre-backs like Ferdinand to try and win that ball high up the field, to try and catch Yago off guard. But it means there's gaps for him.
Lots of spacing behind the fullbacks here for Yago to exploit if he can kind of complete one of those triangles of passes around the fullback who is pushing high up the pitch. Sandro, so solid in that left-back position. You can see why so many pros choose to use the Juve man in there. There's a chance here, Ronaldo. Maybe he's going to strike it. I think there was a deflection on that one. Will be a corner. Did time it well, Dan.
And now you be patient with this attack. Just wait for the time to tick away.
It's free!
So much space!
Oh, he's put it wide.
Ah.
It's a tough chance on the volley. But with all that space and all that time, maybe just take that one down.
Yeah, good on.
But that's the occasion getting to you, Dan.
I mean, so it was last week in the LQE. Remember when the ball got played across to Tex and he just waited for that keeper to move and then just slotted it in. Maybe a chance to do that with Hullet. But either way, Yago still has that 3-goal advantage with only 45 minutes left now. Joksan just flicking through and have a look at these formations, confirming he is playing that 4-2-2, whereas Yago's still in the 4-2-3-1. So Joksan really sending everything forward now, trying to negate these CDMs out of the game by spreading the width and using a right and left winger.
And my worry here for Joksan is even if he gets a goal on the board, he has to keep pressing in this second leg here. And we've already seen how dangerous still Yago's looking on the breakaway. And I just feel like there's another goal in it for the Argentine in this game.
And there is, and I think Joksan knows that as well. And that's why Joksan is struggling to kind of send everyone forward at this point.
It's always playing on your mind, is it's in the back of your head.
Because realistically, a 4th goal advantage for Yago here would kill the game.
All right then, North American fans who might be watching at home, it's time to get behind your boy. If you're from South America, it's time to get behind your boy. Second leg underway. Second half of the second leg, excuse me. Pull it now for Joksan. Pele goes for the strike. There was a man over again there. That might have been a better option, but a strong start here in this second half from Joksan.
And that is what happens when you need goals. Sometimes you just take those shots. Ball comes crossed in. It's going to be Yago on the counter-attack again, and look at how vulnerable Joksan is there. Fullbacks were right up the pitch. Ooh. Socrates is that new player who's been brought on. Such a powerhouse.
Joksan moving the ball beautifully here. Neymar's free on that right-hand side again. Sorry, the left-hand side, excuse me. Maybe trying to use those runs, almost as decoy runs, and look to get a strike away from a central position, but it's being defended well. But this has been all Joksan so far in this second half, Dan. Space here for Pele. You have to finish this chance. De Gea, that is huge. What a save in that situation.
Yeah, great back and forth keeper movement. Offered up the near post. Said, all right, take the shot. And then he just moved back straight away last moment. Joksan fell for the bait there. Hook, line and sinker. And I feel like pressure's starting to get to Joksan a bit here. Looks a little bit flustered on the stage. But there is still time. There's always time.
And just remember, one goal here. And then put yourself in the position of Yago. Neymar now whips it in. Tejas was the player who was trying to get there, I believe, in the midfield. Walk up into Pele. Space here for Hullet. Ball into the box. Ronaldo takes it first time. Heroic defending from Yago, though, and now up the other end. Can he put this game to bed with the ball over the top?
It looks like Ferdinand's going to clear that one up. Elsewhere, Nicolas is leading Maestro 7-1.
Wow.
And Mo Alba 7-3 ahead of Lord Gorth. So you've got to think those games surely must be put to bed. But here, maybe still a chance for Joksan if he can find a goal soon.
Needs to do it soon. I think you hit the nail on the head there. Has to score soon if he wants to have a real go at this one. You have to remember, kind of going into this one, you have to feel maybe all the pressure was on Joksan. Been so impressive so far on the PlayStation 4.
Well, everyone's been asking questions. Who can match Tex? Who is going to be able to take him down? And people have been saying, well, maybe it is Joksan. But maybe Yago's going to take down Joksan here. Good interception from Maldini. He's going to go for a corner.
Half an hour left in game. This is not where you want the ball if you're Joksan, but that is much better. Possession back in the hands of David De Gea. Can orchestrate an attack here. Socrates, though, wins the header. R9, he's getting past everyone at the moment. What a ball that is! And oh, the crossbar saves Joksan. Oh, that might be the slice of luck he needed.
I mean, De Gea absolutely nowhere. Was never saving that. But Joksan is going to be thankful, but at the same time, Joksan's been looking at this game saying, where am I going to find 3 goals? I can barely get the ball out of my own half at this point. And now,
this could be it.
Another chance for Joksan.
This could be it.
Ronaldo!
Oh, he's done it. Ronaldo has buried it, and Yago has got 1 foot in our semi-finals. Joksan, despair on his face. 7-3 on aggregate now. That has to be it.
Surely must be. Yago's headset's off again as he celebrates. And it still feels like he's holding back the tears. I cannot wait to see the reaction on this man's face if he is able to close out this game. And you've got to feel the way he's been playing, Mark. Surely there is no comeback now for Joksan, regardless of what an incredible player he is. I think he's been outmatched.
And now you are seeing the showboating coming in from the Argentine. Ronaldinho, oh, this could get a little bit awkward here, and it's another one for R9! He has taken Joksan apart.
8-3 as Yago looks to the skies, because I think he knows now 5 goals in 20 minutes should be impossible. He just has to get men behind the ball at this point, or you know what, just keep going at him. Joksan has been well and truly destroyed.
It's been such an incredible start to FIFA 19 for Joksan, but certainly going to be crashing down to earth after this result. Maybe something to go away and kind of reset the mentality a little bit ahead of the next tournament, because you feel like this is going to be the end of the road here in London for him. But Yago, I mean, wow. What else can we say about this performance? Let's just remind everyone at home, it was 1-1 in the first leg. He went down to 10 men. He then took a 3-goal advantage into our second leg. And from there, I mean, you can see the score on the top left-hand side of your screen. He has been relentless.
And I don't want to take too much away from Joksan. Obviously, an incredible player. But he has thrown everything forward here in this second half, which has left his defence vulnerable, which has opened up more possibilities for Yago to take these chances and make this scoreline look even worse than perhaps it would have been if Joksan had just played his normal game. But that's what happens in FIFA. You have to go for it. You have to try and get these goals back. But now all eyes are going to be on Yago for the rest of the tournament. We teed up a Stefano Pina versus Joksan final, but now Yago has said, no, that's not going to happen. I want a new name on that trophy, and it's going to be mine.
Joksan then on the attack, goes for the old tornado. A little bit of style points coming out from Joksan towards the end there. Maybe he realises in his head that it's a little bit too much. So just trying to entertain everyone at home who's in the arena at the moment, looking for something flashy to finish things off. But look at this, I like this from Yago. He's still bringing on fresh legs. Doesn't want to make any mistakes at this point. Crazier things have happened, even with just 9 minutes left in game.
Yeah, don't take any chances. Still got to put the game to bed. Maybe there's a consolation available for Joksan. No, nice block. And again, going forward, such little to offer, such a thin defence for Joksan. And Yago is going to take full advantage of that and try and just increase his goal difference at this tournament. When he was plus 21 before this started.
It's not bad, is it?
Change that and add all those goals. Has him at such a healthy total.
Mateus strikes one, De Gea again. Springs across like a salmon to turn that one behind for a corner. Joksan just looking for any kind of rub of the green now towards the end of this game, just to maybe give his tournament a little bit of spark towards the end, because the light, unfortunately for him, has very much gone out.
But I'd like to reiterate, still a quarter-final. Qualifying for 3 live finals, winning 2 of them and getting to a quarter-final is absolutely massive.
Yeah, unbelievable consistency at the start of FIFA 19 from Joksan.
You can't win them all, unless you text maybe, but we'll see as the tournament goes on tomorrow when he is in the semi-finals on the Xbox side.
Pele into Ronaldinho. And Yago really going through the bag of tricks at the moment. Every time he's on the attack, he's trying to create a little bit of magic, a little moment for everyone. Eusebio up the other end is trying to do something for Joksan here, inside the box. Berber spin, across to Hullet, Carl Walker. He doesn't want any of it. Oh!
Would have been nice to go out with a bang, but there's no lower bracket for Joksan. And 4 minutes into added time, surely the ref's going to blow the whistle. Headset comes off. That is going to be a 2-time PS4 champion eliminated. And what a moment it is for the man on your screens.
Congratulations to Yago. What a performance. It had everything, Dan. It had resilience in that first leg, down to 10 men. It had craft going forward. His execution in front of goal was superb as well, and he will be into our semi-finals tomorrow on the PlayStation 4. Commiserations to Joksan. A quarter-final finish, like you highlighted, Dan, nothing to be ashamed about. But of course, when you're a winner, it's nothing but first.
Elsewhere, Mo Aubameyang did get his victory. And I believe Nicholas is currently leading 7-1 as well against Maestro.
Yeah, we're actually going to jump into that one as well, Dan, so you can see it here just as the game's coming to its end. And this is, unfortunately for Maestro, going to be a long, difficult half-hour in-game here. You can see him there on those player cams just shaking his head. But Nicholas, he's been quiet so far in FIFA 19. We were discussing in the back, maybe he'd lost a little bit of that mystique that he had during FIFA 18, a little bit of that fear factor. But a performance like this against a player like Maestro, who's looked so good this tournament, well, that's certainly one way to strike fear into everyone else again.
Oh, Maestro is usually relentless going forward. For Nicholas, he had that unbeaten group stage, of course. Went 7-0. Only player to do so, I believe. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong.
No, that's correct.
And with a 7-1 advantage, we were speaking about it was going to be difficult for Joksan to get back 3 when he had a whole game.
Yeah.
25 minutes left for Maestro to find 6 goals. I think we all know which way this result is going to go, but at the same time, we can admire a little bit of FIFA from Nicholas and just appreciate how well he has been playing this tournament.
Yeah, as I previously mentioned, a little bit of a slow start to FIFA 19 for him, but starting to come to life a little bit. You look at his tournament so far, it's been very, very impressive indeed. It's a great way to finish off your Saturday, and he's probably thinking a little bit ahead to Sunday, but if you look at his player cam, I mean, all he's probably thinking about is the next attack. So much focus on that man's face.
And that's the thing, even when he's so far ahead, even when he knows in the back of his mind, yeah, I've got this one secured, I'm into the semi-final, still, stone cold focus. Grind that victory out, no mistakes, don't give your opponent any sort of hope whatsoever.
So Dan, obviously this one's sort of drawing to its conclusion, and we can kind of see what the result's going to be. Let's get your thoughts on tomorrow.
Tomorrow,
we've got the Xbox players coming back into the equation. We're going to have Xbox and PlayStation 4 players all going at it. Let's take Tex out the equation a little bit, because obviously we give him a lot of praise, and quite rightly, but who are your other players to watch going to be?
You know what, it's really hard to speak about anyone but Tex, considering how well he has been performing. He is my favourite going into it. But if we focus on the PS4 side of things...
I literally ask you anyone but Tex, and you say Tex.
Well, I can't go with anyone but Tex. He's looked that good. I'm excited to see what Mo Alba has to offer tomorrow on the PS4 side of things. He'll be playing against Yago in a semi-final. The winner of this match goes up against Stefano Pina. Amazing semi-finals.
I think this man is starting to come good, Nicholas, right now. I've got a funny feeling about how he's played so far in London. He's kind of gone under the radar a little bit. But when it matters, he's performing, and there's another one for him. It's actually Maestro who gets on the scoreboard, excuse me, to just claw one back. But Nicholas, one of those players who's always in contention, always in that conversation when a tournament starts of who's going to win this tournament. You can never discount Nicholas. He's got such pedigree. Saw what he could do on FIFA 18.
I think on the PS4 side of things, I mean, apart from maybe the Joksan upset, we could look at those 4 players and we can be pretty happy with the semi-finals that we have. I mean, you asked me who else can we look at on the Xbox side of things. Maybe the Royal. He performed well. I'm excited to see maybe he can do something a little bit different. I think he was voted actually fan MVP on the Xbox side of things today.
A lot of support from back home, obviously, for the Royal. One player we haven't even mentioned, Dan. A certain current FIFA eWorld Cup champion, MS Dasari. He's looked rather good so far here in London. And
opponent of the Royal tomorrow, I believe, in the semi-final.
Saudi Arabian affair, yep.
And they're good friends, and that will be an extremely juicy matchup for sure. I mean, we look at all 4 semi-finals tomorrow, Mark, and they're all outstanding players, all deserve to be here, all have got a good chunk of global series points now as well. Getting into that semi-final does secure you 850 global series points. Of course, you want to get to that console victory. You want to get those 1,500.
That's another one hit for Nicholas. 8-2 now.
And even in the dying moments, when the game is won, when the tie is secured and he's already into the semis, he's still bagging them.
See the replay coming in here, and Eusebio seems to have picked up so many goals today. Just clutch moments. Seems to be him and Vieira who scored the clutch goals, to be honest with you. When it's mattered in those big games. Really looking forward to the games we're going to have tomorrow, though. Of course, we've got the money to be thinking about as well for these players, and if you thought the pressure, well, was on today. You had the losers bracket games, then you had these knockout games. Tomorrow it's do or die, every single game. That's it. Lose that one, you're out of the tournament. Pressure gets ramped up a little bit more with the prize money, the increasing FIFA Global Series points as well, and the standard of opponent and player that we have for tomorrow. If you weren't planning on watching, clear your diary. Make sure you're here, and that is going to be the end of the game. Nicholas will move into the semi-finals tomorrow. Unfortunately for Maestro, he will be going home. What more can we say, Dan?
Well, we only saw the end of it. I could see glimpses in the corner of my eye on our multi-view, and Nicholas was just finding goal after goal after goal. But we got to talk about Yago. He's knocked out Joksan, and I'm sure Tom and the rest of the boys are dying to talk about it.
Here we are indeed. Thank you so much, Dan Gaskin and Onset. What a great way to end and round out the day. Yes, Yago 8, Joksan 3. Who would have funked it? It has happened, and I tell you what, I believe right now up at the touchscreen, I want to get Buckley's view on this. I want to get MLB's, but in the meantime, I want to go straight to that interview right now because Lottie van Praag is with Yago.
I am indeed. Well, first of all, I want to say is felicitaciones, amigo mío. So congratulations, amazing stuff. I've also got Tino here, who's going to be our translator right now, because this young man has fantastic Argentinian, and I can't understand it, I'm afraid. So, young man, I just want to say, first of all, incredible stuff from you. We actually had a slow start at the beginning, but we managed to pull through when it matters. You must be feeling so happy right now. We could see so much emotion on the stage from you. Talk us through how much it means to you to be going forward.
Primero, felicidades por el resultado. Primero perdiste el partido, así que estabas debajo del radar, inspector, y has conseguido la victoria. ¿Cuánto significa para ti? ¿Cuánto de feliz estás ahora mismo?
¿Le respondo a ella o a vos?
¿A mí? ¿O a ella?
Estoy muy feliz por haber ganado después de haber perdido los primeros cuartos de final y remontar de abajo para poder subir y volver a ganar. Estoy muy feliz por la victoria, por haber pasado a semifinales.
He's really, really happy after having lost the first game against Joksan and having come back in the second one and make the semifinals.
Amazing stuff. Well, his pal Nicholas has also made it through as well. So the Argentinians are out with force. But is he proud of South America and how well you guys are dominating the competition right now?
Si estás orgulloso de Sudamérica y cómo estáis dominando la escena actualmente.
Sí, estoy muy orgulloso de Sudamérica. Yo cuando veía a Nico en torneos pasados o a los otros chicos sudamericanos, tenía la fe de que alguien podría llegar y no tenía pensado que ese podría ser yo.
So when he used to see Nico on the TV, he was always thinking somebody in South America will make that final stages, but he never thought that he was going to be the one.
Amazing stuff. Well, my next question leads nicely into this because I want to know if you have what it takes to win the entire competition next.
Si tienes lo que hay que tener para ganar la competición.
Eso ya se verá, todavía no lo sé, son cosas que pasan en el momento.
It's to be seen. We'll see tomorrow.
We'll see tomorrow. Well done and amazing stuff over here. Tom, it's back to you.